I am a mom of two small kids in New York City. I run a hair salon on my own with my one assistant, and I'm trying to build a mom influencer social media brand. I wrote a children's book, and I am currently signed up for a half marathon and what's called a high rocks competition, which is basically called hybrid training, and you do strength and cardio. I'm also newly separated. I was married for almost 8 years with that person for a total of 16 years, and we are still living together. My daughter has ADHD, and I'm also learning to navigate this because I want to put in every single available resource to help her learn. Not going to medicate her. I want to learn how to teach her to learn, and her teachers in her school here are incredible. She's in an ICT class, which means she's got 2 teachers and a teacher's assistant, and she also does an after-school reading program on Wednesdays, and 2 times a week she's pulled out of her class to learn in a very small group. She also has a tutor on Mondays, and we were doing 45 minutes. This 45 minutes is going to turn into an hour, but we're going to split it into 2 days because she needs help in both math and reading. We actually had a parent-teacher conference recently, and if she doesn't improve more by the end of the school year, they might ask us to hold her back or give us the option to hold her back, which, to be honest, when I first heard it, I was devastated. For me, I don't want to make her sad by telling her that she's going to do the year again, and I don't know how to navigate that. And it's have a baby, they said. It's gonna be fun, they said. One of those situations. But the more I talk to people and the more I think about it, the new first graders need your help. I don't know. I'm gonna think of something. We're gonna do the best that we can. Both of us as parents, as co-parents, we are actually working together to make sure that we do what's right for the kids. Just because it didn't work out between the 2 of us doesn't mean that we have to let it affect the kids. Saw something on Instagram, and it was a doctor who said that it's not the separation of the parents that traumatizes the kids, it's the 2 people that they love the most now as enemies. And I want to cause the least amount of trauma through this all, because I don't want them to internalize any of this. It's not their fault. It just didn't work out, and it doesn't have to be anything more than that. And so we started implementing these new classes for her, and the personalized small group setting has transformed this kid. The kid that I knew last year in pre-K and the kid that I have today are 2 different children because she's learning in small groups. She cannot handle being in a big setting, but it's trial and error. You try something, it doesn't work, you move on to something else that might work. I think this term ADHD is thrown around a lot, and a lot of people don't believe that a person with ADHD's brain works differently. And I'm here to tell you that I have 2 kids, and they were brought up in the same house with the same parents, with the same lifestyle, everything the same. And I can physically see the difference in how these kids' brains work. I am the owner of a salon. I signed my second lease in New York in February of 2020, which then the pandemic started. So I had a 6-month-old baby. I had given away all of my savings so I can put a deposit down and pay for last month rent. And they told me now I can't use the building, so I had no way of feeding my baby. LOL. Anyway, fast forward to almost 8 years later, still in business. Woo! So I have this salon. I have to pay rent there too. I have to work to make money. This is also really difficult because I'm struggling right now with the divorce. I have to find somewhere to live. We are living in the same apartment because we own this apartment, and in order for me to move, I need to sell this apartment so that I have some cash. And here in New York, you need $15,000 to move. I ain't got $15,000 in my bank account. Try to rob me. Good luck. You're not gonna get anything. The dilemma at the moment is because I have to save all this money in order to move out of this apartment. I have to work, and it doesn't leave me with a full day with my kids. So what I ended up doing was bringing my kids back to work with me. It was something I really didn't want to do again. I had done that with both of my kids as they grew up. I wouldn't take them to daycares to save money. I would bring them to the salon with me, and it was Arthur, no! A disaster, to say the least. Awful, stressful, crying, trying to feed them, clients trying to feed them, having multiple clients in at a time. I have major PTSD from it, to be honest with you, but there's no other choice. What am I gonna do? You know, it's not incredibly hostile in this house, but at the same time, you know, like, of course I want my own space. The hardest part is like all the little tiny things I would like let go before, because we were married and, you know, I grew up in a Greek household, and in this Greek household, the woman takes care of the man. So I was the one cleaning up, and I was the one that was organizing everything. You just take on these responsibilities because that's what you saw happening. But I work full time. I work more than full time. It's really hard. It's really hard because, you know, you want to have the other person recognize what you're doing and do the same, but it, you know, sometimes it doesn't work out like that. I'm also trying to build this social media brand, which is me and my kids, and I have to fund it. I don't have anybody giving me money for it, you know, and it doesn't make me any money at the moment. I'm just trusting the process big time. You know, in order to live the life that I want, which is not a lavish lifestyle, I don't want to worry about money, but I don't want to work 24/7. I also don't want to own a salon. Like, more power to the people that own salons, but that is a tough life. Like, trusting people that they're going to do the right thing, speak to people the right way, do the detail in the work like I do. I am way too much of a micromanager to ever do something like that. I from the bottom of my heart, I don't want to. You know, I do my job because I love the people. I love being the person that makes somebody feel good. I don't want to deal with people not showing up because they're sick, people not showing up because they're hungover, people like messing somebody's hair up and then not acting appropriately after. I don't want that. I don't want to be a business owner like that. I love telling stories, and I want to make it my job. So I have to fund it. So I have to work in the salon, make loads of money. Loads. I need to make money by doing people's hair so I can fund my next dream. Divorce. I am getting divorced. Words I never in my life thought I'd ever say out loud. Not even in my head, to be honest. I'm getting divorced? Me? What? Nah, you got the wrong person. It's surreal. It feels surreal. It feels like it's a lie. You know when they say, oh, it's gonna be so hard. Yeah, they're not kidding, right? But you know what's really hard? Feeling alone while being in a relationship. I would just rather be alone, to be honest. I don't want to be repeating myself, yelling, like constantly in a bad mood. I don't want to manage. It's the same thing with my job. Like, I don't want to manage you. I want you to do the right thing, because I would do the right thing. And do you know what? The right thing for me and my kids was not staying and feeling angry all the time and feeling unheard and feeling tired. I am tired, but like, I'm always tired. I don't sleep. I sleep like 4 hours a night because I go to the gym. But just drained, emotionally drained. You know, I gave it a really good shot. And even when I knew it was over, I would try again. Like, I would mentally take a mental note and be like, man, you're doing this because you're doing everything you can to make sure that this relationship works. Remember this moment. Then if something would happen that would make me very upset, that I would really be struggling with, I would make a mental note and be like, because you forget the painful times, and then what happens is you forget them, and then a painful time will come again, and it's overwhelming. Instead of it like alleviating, because we never had like resolution between the two of us with like our problems, instead of it like melting away, at one point it just started building and building and building and compounding one thing on top of the other, and then at the end it just blew up. And to be honest, like, I don't want to say that I'm not heartbroken, but I was heartbroken years ago. And now it's like, I don't feel any different because the relationship was broken and non-existent years ago. Honestly, doesn't feel that different for me. It is a very long story how I started the gym. I started running, actually. I'll give you the short version. I started running in February in New York City. If that doesn't tell you something about where I was emotionally, I don't know what will. It's negative temperatures in February. Never ran a day in my life. February, great time to start. And I was running 3 times a week, and it started like run 1 minute, walk 1 minute, run 1 minute, walk 1 minute. And then 3 times a week wasn't really that long or wasn't giving me enough. And I had heard of this competition called High Rocks, and I looked into gyms which do training for High Rocks competitions in my area. I started going to the 6 a.m. class. It's called Training Day, and the gym is called the Training Lab, and the owner is an ex-Marine and drill sergeant. I find so much relief, and I feel so good afterwards. Don't get me wrong, I do not want to get up in the morning. 4:30 in the morning. Who am I? Who have I become? 4:30 in the morning, I get up and I'm at the gym by 10 to 6. The class starts at 6. The discipline required to be consistent, I think that's what was missing in my life. Knowing that my daughter and researching that my daughter has ADHD, I've actually realized like I have a lot of these traits, and the chaos doesn't agree with how my brain works, and actually I really need the structure. It's like I have all this chaos happening and I have all these dreams and I have all these things that I want to do, but I end up not starting or doing any of them. And because I don't have strict times to do things and give to each activity that I want to do, starting a new business, going to the gym, sleep. One of the songs that I had in this hard techno mix when I go running, because that's how I stay focused, because again, another trait of the ADHD actually is like the sound, the BPM of music can really help you like kind of zone out. And there was a song, and literally the lyrics were "Be proud of who you are," and it was like on repeat. And I am really proud of myself. I'm doing things for me. Yes, in a selfish way, I'm doing things for me, but I'm working towards goals that will make my kids' lives better and my life better, and I feel fulfilled, and it's just the beginning. For me, the one thing that I started doing for myself, fully for myself, was going to the gym. I want to hear from you. What's one thing that you've started doing or that you have done or feel like in the future you're going to do fully 100% for yourself? Not your kids, not your husband, not your mom, not your dad, not to look good for the public. No, something that you are doing 100% for you. Leave a comment below. If you want the next step to this journey, if you want a literal step-by-step of how I'm doing these 2 races, I'm running my business, full-time mom, starting my new journey as an influencer. I hate the word influencer. Like blogger. Subscribe. Do something for yourself. Subscribe to my channel.